message to the top of your live chat for viewers to read. Click any message to pin it. Use the option menu to unpin. Got it. What's up, guys? We're gonna let some people funnel in here. When you hear me start talking about some stuff, then you will see exactly what we have to talk about, or hear what we have to talk about. Uh, one day away from wedding day. I am getting married tomorrow, and the girls just left to go ahead and go out to the venue and start getting ready now. Um, and I'm leaving this afternoon. I'm gonna stay with the dogs for a while until the dog sitter gets here, and then I'm leaving this afternoon with my really good friend, and we're gonna take off and head out toward the venue, pick up our hotel room, get the cake, get the cupcakes, make sure we got any last minute things that need to go out to the wedding. So that will happen tomorrow. So good morning. Good morning to you. Um, Mayor Adams. Mayor Adams. Did he go to Amazon and buy a spine? Is that what Fox News said? Has he actually stepped up to the plate and is actually condemning the violence that's going on? Mayor Adams finally says something against it and says, "You know what? This isn't right. There should be no flag flown in the United States over an American flag. There should be no American flag taken down and a Palestinian flag or anybody else's flag put up. It shouldn't be that way. That's not America. That's disrespectful. That is sending a message like you wouldn't believe in regard to they hate America. Most of the Palestinians that you see, they're raised, they're indoctrinated, they are brought up to be a certain way, and they could care less about Americans. And they've made it very clear with interviews and the things that they shout and tout in the street and stuff like that, that they don't care about us. They're here to live their life. They're here to do what they want to do, and we're supposed to be over there helping them and condemning Israel and all this other stuff. Which that's never going to happen with our government. With our government here in the United States, you're never going to have that. Let me turn off these notifications. So, and then Adams actually openly admits to the paid for agitators. They've got paid for agitators that are being sent out to these schools, and they're making thousands of dollars to go out and create this chaos. Try to get as many students involved as possible. They're trying to bring faculty, staff, teachers getting involved, students getting involved, and they're having at it. This is going to be the summer of war. This will be the summer of war. This will be the year where if you've seen protests, if you've seen things burning down, if you've seen things that were just going completely sideways, this is going to be the year for it. It is going to be the worst year that we've seen. It's going to be the most destruction that we've seen. People are ready to just have at it. Doesn't matter. On both sides. You know what we need to start doing is we need to stop exactly what William said. We need to stop defending these colleges. We need to start holding them accountable. We need to start holding these teachers unions accountable. We need to start holding these educational facilities and these union groups and stuff accountable. And they need to start answering for the BS that they perpetuate. Start teaching our children stuff that they can actually learn and use in life, and not the crap that they have because based on some agenda. Stop pushing your rhetoric. We don't want a summer identified teacher with this new gender. I can identify as a season now, teaching our children. We don't want that. I'm sorry. There's two genders, male and female. Anything outside of that, I'm not for it. That's it. Enough with the school crap. Enough with all the BS that's going on. Enough with all of this junk going on with this immigration and stuff coming here. This is going to be the year where if you've never seen chaos before, you're going to see it. It's going to happen. And I don't know what's going to happen when the DNC comes to Chicago in August. It is going to be absolutely insane. The minority communities have said, do you think that you're going to come here and have a Democratic convention after everything that you've done to our communities and it's going to be peaceful in August? You've got another thing coming. It's going to be turned up. So, we talked a little bit about this yesterday or day before on the video where I said there's three people that are protected right now, or there's three countries that are protected right now: Venezuela, Israel, and Ukraine. They're the childs that need the most money. They're the ones that are getting the most attention, the most care, the most aid, and keep coming back to be some of in bed with the most corrupt people. I'm not for Israel and I'm not for Palestine. I'm not for either one. I don't think they should be at war with each other. But Israel, we have more ties to, and they have a lot of military assets that we use information wise and training wise that I think ally base we have to side more with Israel. Palestinians, the way those people are, and so somebody said something very interesting yesterday in my feed, my comment section. The one guy said something about I'm a historian, but I'm also big into like philosophy and education, all this other stuff he was talking about. And he said, the name, the Palestinian name, wasn't given to them by Palestinians. It was like Romans or something like that that gave them the name. Hold on a second, real quick. Is it back? Okay. So we're at a place in our history right now where we have no idea what we're fighting for. Um, it is sad that people will go out here in the streets blind, knowing that they'll probably end up losing their lives or getting hurt or having to hurt somebody else to save themselves in the middle of these protests and these riots, and they'll still put their life on the line anyway. And then you'll see something next week where you've got some woman crying about how her son was like the best student and the best this and the best that, and he was just an awesome person, and now we got to put him on a shirt. Now we got to put some flowers or something on the street where he was killed because you raised him that way. I've noticed that people that are more like Southern rooted, American rooted, patriotic rooted, um, or just downright very like the parents are very kind of not strict with their kids, but more involved in their lives. They don't end up doing this kind of stuff. A lot of times, the parents well, I guess I could say from what I've seen, the parents act just like the children do, and it's sad that they raise the children the way that they do, or they just don't care, or they don't want to be part of their life, or they're not part of their life. Martin Lord, did I lose any more weight yet? I've not really focused on losing weight. I'm focused on continuing to get stronger. Yeah, I mean, I've put on some strength, some size, and stuff like that. I've lost maybe total of like 17, 18 pounds in the last 2.5, 2 months. I'm not really focused on losing weight. I'm focused on conditioning and training right now, and then I'm going from there. I'm not worried about anything. That's not a discussion for right now, anyway. I'm not trying to be rude. That's just not for right now. Yeah, they will fuck around and find out. Unfortunately, that's what it comes down to. And there's been quite a few people lately that have been popping up here, and they're like, "Oh, we love your message. We love everything that you're saying and stuff like that. But can you stop swearing?" I try to. Sometimes I can do it. Sometimes I can't. It just all depends on my mood. You're gonna have to just deal with it. If you're gonna cry about it, then this ain't the channel for you. So I'm looking forward to pulling up a chair and popping a bag of popcorn and putting the live news on and watching people have at it. Let them have at it. Let them go out there and hurt themselves and kill themselves and everything else. If that's what they want to do. Let them go ahead and do it. The rest of us can stay in our home with our family while they go out and do all that crap and get themselves hurt and killed and everything else. And then it's less idiots that we have in the world, and we don't have to worry about it. And then we don't have to worry about it more. Then natural selection. Hopefully, they damage the minimum or the minimal amount of stuff in the process of doing what it is that they do. What are you talking about? It's okay to be salty. What is that? Ain't nobody salty. Anyway, what are we talking about? Salty? What is the salty stuff? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Vin. Then I get it. I get it. Thanks for explaining. Salty is another way to say curses. I always heard it's okay to be a little spicy. Salty can salty can give off the wrong context, or salty can give off the wrong, like you're saying somebody is embarrassed or embarrassed about something, and they're reacting to it emotionally. That's what salty kind of means to me. But spicy, on the other hand, is kind of hot, temperature, saying some things that kind of aren't very appropriate, but you're getting them off your chest. So I understand salt is a spice. Here we go. We're gonna talk about some other stuff now. You guys, let's stay on topic. So if we have Mayor Adams, probably one of the worst mayors that we've seen in the United States, come forward and start condemning the crap that's going on. Talk about the paid for agitators and stuff. How many other mayors can we get on board to do the same exact thing? We need all of the mayors across the United States to be on board. Every single one of them condemning it. The governor's condemning it. But you know why they won't? Because they're in the pockets of the people that are funding this. The Schwabs, the Soros, the big corporations that own everything, the Black Rocks, all these other people that have money out there in everybody's pocket. Yeah, it's Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. You're right. You are absolutely right. It boggles my mind, the fact that people are coming up with this new stuff every day. Somebody was saying the other day that there's a category, and I don't know what it's called. There's a category where they don't identify as female and they don't identify as male, but they also don't identify as she or he or they or them. They identify as nothing. Well, then what the hell is that called? How can you identify as nothing? I just don't understand this terminology and stuff and the stuff that we're fighting for. What are we fighting? None of this makes any sense, man. I love the fact that I can walk up and down my street and you see people being normal people. You don't see any of this crazy crap in my neighborhood and stuff like that. It's just kids being kids, people out with their children. You don't see people walking around with 16 different colors in their hair, look like a peacock, fuck their mom, and then that was the offspring of the fornication or the uh, what do they call it? Commencing their relationship, and this is the offspring. I so, and the way some of these people are dressing and stuff like that, the way they go out in public, and they just have no regard or concern for, um, yeah, for anybody else at all. And I think We should start doing stuff like that. Just like what you just said. Who just said that? Somebody said the bald mechanic hard at hearing. Normal parade. LOL. Well, you have something there though. Maybe we need to start doing stuff like that. Maybe we need to start having a straight parade, a normal people parade, a normal human month. Maybe we should start doing it. Maybe we should celebrate those things and start making it more public that people know that we're not afraid of that and that it's our right to celebrate that way. Hey, that's an idea. I'm just saying that's not a bad idea. We can normalize being normal again. Even the missus went to the store and she just got done hearing me talk about a conversation with a fellow patriot that had seen me out in public, and he said, "Hey, are you that Ford boss guy that I hear talking about the stuff all the time?" I said, "Yeah, that's me." And he said, "Oh man, it's nice to meet you and stuff. And here's my buddy. He watches you on YouTube, and we watch you on YouTube all the time. And we really appreciate everything that you speak out about because we want to say stuff like that, but we could get fired from our jobs, or we could, have people try to come after us. I don't really care about all that stuff anymore. I'm gonna say what I have to say, no matter what job I'm working in. If they don't like it, they don't like it." And we were talking about these companies that are pandering to this, such as like Tyson Foods, with firing all these Americans, 1,200 Americans, closing down some section of some plant in Ohio, whatever it is, and then hiring 56,400 migrants, illegals, and then giving them housing aid and medical aid and child daycare aid and everything else, and giving them 16.75 an hour and just a slew of benefits. And I'll never support a company like that again. And I try to research and look at all the companies that are affiliated with them, and I don't support those companies. So when she heard me talking about that, she was actually in the frozen aisle, and she picked up a bag of chicken fries, and she said she seen that it was from Tyson, and she put it right back down and closed the freezer, and went and found something from I don't know if it was Dutch Farms or something like that, or Purdue, or she put it back. A white person is a person that can blush. That means Rudy cheeks, red cheeks like Jesus. We have every right to live. The entire world belongs to us. It was given to us. Mm. You know, you said blush like Jesus, but if you actually read the Bible, doesn't it say that Jesus didn't look like us? Jesus had like a darker complected, like a darker olive skin. If you read that, isn't it something to the extent of he looked more like Middle Eastern people than he did us, considering where he was from? So to say that, Jesus was white and could blush, if we wanted to be politically correct based on the literature, that doesn't seem like that's right. Fair skin or copper colored skin, something like that. More of a not white though. Everything that I've seen and based on where he comes from, he wouldn't have been white. We've all been boycotting Tyson Foods. We've been doing it for quite a while right now. I mean, a lot of us have. So, yeah, if you want, you can believe what you want. Everybody can believe what they want. I don't judge people for not believing. I mean, I'm a believer, but I don't go to church because I don't like the churches. I don't like the churches at all. Yeah, and that's another thing too, is what Levy said is we need to stop, and I'm trying to do it myself as well. When I explain people, we need to stop specifying color so much. It's not really important. If it was four men, it was four men. Does it matter if it was four white men or four black men? It was still four men that committed this crime. Now, if you're giving a description to a police officer or something like that, then sure. But I do think that Levy's right. We need to stop focusing so much on specifying colors and stuff like that and start just calling people humans, human beings, you know? And you ask people, you are not baptized in the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, question mark. That's a Catholic thing, a pagan church. Jesus died for your sins, not Mary. Look, I get it. There's a lot of pagan stuff. Even our holidays and stuff like that. A lot of them are all based off pagan holidays, and they're not even on the accurate dates that the actual timelines happen in the Bible. But people believe and they celebrate how they want. If that's them, then that's them. I don't really care. Did you know that pajama bottoms sell faster than jeans now? Yeah, our society's screwed up. They'd rather buy pajama bottoms and lounge around clothes and do stuff and go out in public like that than a good set of Levi's or something. Jesus was not Middle Eastern. God is much more and beyond our own understanding. God isn't like humans. Well, whatever you want. Whatever. He wasn't, from what I understand, he wasn't white. P.S. You got on PJs? No, I don't. I don't have on PJs. I have a regular shirt and shorts on and slip-ons. There ain't no PJs on me. Yeah, he was a Middle Eastern Jew. Yeah, I own PJs, but I own PJs for the holidays. Well, the what I don't like about what's up, Jay? What I don't like about the whole church thing is the churches are so corrupt now, man. They're involved with all the politics. They're involved with indoctrinating people and stuff as well. I just I don't trust any of the churches anymore. Unless it's a southern like hometown or it's a rural church that you've grown up in and they don't have any ties or affiliations with anybody. I don't trust them. Maybe Jesus was Jamaican. We're about to. Well, if he was, I hope I learn Monday whenever I fly out to Jamaica for my honeymoon. Folk probably don't recall that you were brought up by black foster mother. Yeah, I mean, she was a huge part of my life. She wasn't my only foster parent, but she was a huge part of my life. Over at hi baby, are you getting sad that mommy's not here? Are you getting sad mommy's not here? No, 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 don't get on top of me. She wants to get on top of me. Don't. No, no. You're too big. You're too big for all that. You're too big for all that. Um, yeah, they weren't my only foster parents, but they were 63rd and Green, probably the worst part of Chicago, and I got to see everything happen right in front of my eyes. Everything: drugs, rape, shootouts, It was not a good area. The police didn't even want to come to my area. My birthday is 2 days after your wedding, and my daughter makes 6 months, a week and a half after. How's your daughter doing? You have, where's Jax? Here's our other res. She's the one rescue that's been with mom. Got her. I came into the picture when she was only a year old. Now she's 4 years old. Jax, come here, bud. Come here. Remember the rescue from last year that I showed you guys on the channel? Come here, Bubby. Come here. Come here. Come here, you. Come here, you. Come here, you. Here is this is Jax. He's the one that somebody put on Facebook. I need help. I already rescued 5 dogs from the neighborhood. I can't take a sixth. And we stepped in, and he's with us now. And good baby. He's a great dog. He's an awesome, awesome dog. The owners, they watch this. I'm sure they watch this YouTube channel. He'll sit here and fall asleep like this. He'll just stay here like this. He's a big baby. The owners of him, we found that he's chipped, and we let them know. Good morning. Good morning, Ryan. I'll see you in a few hours, buddy. And then we can get this party started this weekend for the wedding. His owners never wanted to come pick him up. They said, oh, yeah, we'll come pick him up. We'll come pick him up tomorrow morning. We're like thinking to ourselves, why not tonight? Tonight's the perfect time to come pick him up. It's early in the evening. And they're like, oh, no, we'll come pick him up tomorrow morning. And then they were like, can you send us a video that you said you had of on your YouTube channel of the dog? So then I sent a video of him waking up in the morning with my daughter, and how he gets on her and hugs her, and then they cuddle on the couch on the weekends. And I think that was like a trigger for the owner of the dog, because she texted me back and said, oh my God, how can I break up that type of bond and relationship? I feel so bad. And then I never heard from the lady again. I messaged her the very next morning, and I said, hey, can you please let me know when you're coming to pick your dog up, so I can be there for my fiance and my daughter, because she's going to have a breakdown. She loves this dog to death, and I need to be there. So if you can give me a time that you're going to be there, I'll leave work and go home, be there for my daughter, to hold her and let her cry in my arms and stuff like that. And I want a time that you're going to come pick him up, so I know I can prepare. And they never responded back. They never said another word. What are you doing? Come here. No, you come over here. You come over here. You. Let your sister up here. Come here, Pate. Come here. That's Jax. Come here. Randall, probably, yeah. Come here. Come here, Pate. Guinea pigs are cool. Come here. Come here, girl. And this is Pate. She was a rescue from a shelter. She's a good girl. She's a good girl. She's the baby. You got boogies in your eye. This dog here, she's really, really, really cool. She's really cool. But she's kind of a pain in the butt when it comes to dog maintenance. Jax, on the other hand, over there on the couch, he will... I said, hey, you can sit here, but you ain't getting on top of me. He will let you cut his nails, and he'll lay there and put his head down and fall asleep. He'll let you open his nostrils up if you got to clean something out, or you want to open his eyes and pull a hair or something out of his eyes, or open his... He's like, okay, do what you want with me. I'm not going to fight you. And he just lets you do it. He had a hair in his eyeball the other day, And he let me open his eye up and then with my other hand reach inside and take the hair right out of his eyeball. He didn't fight me one time. I never seen a dog like this dog before. Oh, oh, mm, mm, mm. Your Rottweiler was a rescue? Years are up. Nobody ever talks about that. What do you mean years are up? Talk about that a little bit more. Let's talk about. Congratulations on making your family great. I like dog shows, voiceovers. Rocky and a girl, a dog grooming. Ay, ay, ay. No, I don't. What bill was that they passed that's going to affect our elections in November? Yeah, I thought about doing something like that where I just work on Panther vehicles, town cars, Grand Marquis, Crown Vics, and that's all I work on. They live 1922 and 25. That's pretty cool. She's not huge. She's only like 45 pounds, but she's compact. And it's like, what are you crying for? You want to come up here? Come here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. I'm not doing all the work. Get up here. Come here. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, God. There she is. There she is. There she is. The car supposedly ran on water, a real story. I mean, they've had them in the past. Oh, you baby girl. We don't talk anymore. What happened? I don't know. The fact that I'm not at the shop right now and I won't be at the shop until I come back, and both of us have been busy. You had the baby, and I've been getting ready for the wedding, doing all the at-home projects and stuff like that. You know, getting everything built. It's been a busy month, man. We haven't really talked in about a month, and we should hang out. We should go out to like breakfast or something like that. This one here, can you see her down there? I don't know if you've seen her down there or not. Down there, see Miss Prissy down there? She's about 15 years old, and she is special. She's a special cat, and I decided that I would bring her from Grandma's house over here, so we can continue taking care of her over here until she's no longer with us. So I don't know how much longer we have with her. She just got on thyroid medication a couple months ago, maybe three months ago or so. So we got to give her thyroid medication every day, and so that's her bed. She's got multiple beds. Are you buying everyone breakfast? I might, depending. Ooh, lobster feet. I would love that. We had two more cats. We had a um, Stuber, which was the fiance's cat. I think he was like 18 years old, 19 years old before he passed away. And then Stella was 13 or 14, 15 years old when she passed away. And now Gato, she's right at about 14, 15 years old. Okay. Can you move? Can you get down, please? Can you please get down? Thank you. You're heavy. You're heavy. Jax, come here. Come here, Jax. Come here. Come here. Come here, buddy. Come over here. Come here. Come over here. Come on. Come on. Where's your toy at? Where's your ball? Where's your toy? Where's your toy at? Give me your toy. Give me your toy. Where's your ball? Get the ball. Get the ball. Where's it at? Go get it. Go get it. Go get it. Give me that. Give me that. Give me that. Just give me that. Look good. This is his breed. You can see his like his ribs if you look on an angle. The vet said he's gonna be like that, and this dog eats like a freaking tank, like a horse. Man, he'll just eat and eat and eat and eat, and he still won't get fatter around the rib section. His muscles filled out a little bit more as he got taller and stuff. But she said he ain't never. This is his breed. This is how he's gonna be. He's absolutely healthy. That there's nothing. Just keep feeding him the way we are and keep keeping him active, and he'll be okay. Oh, this dog is fast. This dog is super fast, and this dog jumps very, 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 very high. Very high. He'll jump all the way over the railing on the porch. He'll jump over the railing into the grass. He doesn't. He's very athletic, or very agile, or whatever. I don't know what he is. He does look like he's kind of thinner, like a greyhound, but he's got some bully terrier in him. Um, but that's it. I mean, that's all. Just living the life right now, man. That's all we've been doing lately is trying to keep up with what's going on in the world and talk to you guys, make as many friends on here. Maybe some kind of Springer Spaniel. Yeah. Something in there. Border Collie, Greyhound. Maybe. The vet, she said, if you want to know, then we can do a blood test and we can figure it out. But he's such an awesome dog. He'll jump from the ground up on top of the flower bed, and then he'll run down the flower bed, and he'll lean up on top of the fence with his paws, and he'll look down at the neighbor whenever the neighbor is in his yard cleaning, and I'll have to go out there and grab him and get down. What would you do if you saw protesters removing an American flag with the intent of raising another flag on the U.S. soil? Just a thought about UNC. I wouldn't allow it to happen. I would not allow it to happen. I would get hurt in the process of trying to stop them. And I'm not saying they wouldn't hurt me. They probably would. But I would try everything that I could to not let that happen. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yep. She they're already going, and it hasn't quite set in yet, but I'm about to be married. Yeah. I am about to be married. Mm. Last minute stuff around the house, trying to make sure I got change of clothes to go out to rehearsal dinner, at least something somewhat casual, and then something to sleep in. And then I got my suit for tomorrow. Um, hmm, yeah, I got some last minute things I got to do, but not very much. And then one of the guys that I met on here, that's like almost a best friend to me, is he's one of the moderators on here. Me and him are driving out together. He's one of my groomsmen, so it'll be a good time. We went with I think Admit One, and Concept One, something like that. Admit One, Concept, suit, shirt, and then Sunday clothes. Yeah, yeah. He knows. Ryan's the one going with me. Your new wife is a very lucky lady. I appreciate that. Thank you. There was a lot of people that had a lot of kind things to say, a lot of very kind things to say. There were a few women that really shocked me, and she read the comments and she was laughing. She was like, "Is there any way that we could try to change the fact that you're getting married to her and you get married to me, or you come over here with me and leave your wife?" And I'm like, "What? What the heck?" She's gonna read this. And she read it and she laughed. She was like, "That's, I mean, it's kind of flattering, you know." We ordered from Uncle Bub's Barbecue. So it's a all you can eat barbecue buffet. And then we went and sampled all the foods, and then we figured out which ones we liked, and that's the ones we're catering. I appreciate that, Paradigm. Easy on the refreshments. Yeah, I know. Why aren't you at work? Because I don't have to work right now. I took a break from work. Where you been, Jimmy? You're late to the party. I've been home for almost a month, focusing on getting all the at-home projects done, getting all the stuff. I had my ladies were sick for almost 2 weeks. Both of them, or one of them, solid for almost 2 weeks. The other one for, I don't know, probably a couple days, 2, 3 days, 4 days max. So I came home to take care of them, and then I was like, you know what? We're only a couple weeks away from the wedding. I may as well go ahead and get all my at-home project stuff done, finish building my flower beds, get my yard and stuff built, get all my stone and stuff put in around the house. That's going to take me another year to get done. I can just do it right now and just work straight through. So that's what I did. I stayed home, helped plan for the wedding, helped get stuff done around here, and now everything's done. We're ahead of schedule. So yeah, I'm going back to work like the 13th or the 14th, something like that. I'll be back to work, but I'm gonna go back to work as a hand. I'm not gonna go back to manage. I talked to my buddy about managing, and he was like, I kind of want you as like a foreman, supervisor, foreman, lead tech. You're a really good A tech. Let's just bring you back that way, and just let you wrench on cars. And I said, that's what I want. I just want to wrench on cars. I don't want to do any of the managing crap for a while. I just want to wrench on cars. That's what I want to do. Fix stuff. I appreciate that. Oh, sorry about that, Jimmy. Sorry to hear that. Sorry for your loss, man. That's tough. No, I don't own my own business. I have money invested in a business that my best friend owns. So I'm supposed to be getting royalties from it, but it's like the business really isn't making that much money right now, so I'm not getting royalties from it. So you could say kind of own, but not own. Am I going to move to Tennessee? I don't know. I'd like to, but I'd also like to move to Wisconsin. Jay, yeah, you're right. On my own or my own. If I had an investor, I probably would go out on my own. But I don't have an investor. And I don't have enough money put away to go do that. I see their shops all the time popping up, turnkey ready, $400,000, $350,000, $500,000. And it would be awesome to find a shop that's already turnkey ready, property and everything. But the investment, man, that's anywhere between a five, six, $7,000 a month mortgage on something like that. And if you go up to a million, million, 2 million, three, you're talking probably 11 grand, 12 grand a month. Yeah, you just retired and you're worried. My mother's about to retire too, and she's the same way you are. She's worried as well. Mm, that's tough, man. I had two of my uncles just pass away. Yeah, one uncle passed away a couple months ago, and then the other, or no, one uncle passed away last month. Another uncle passed away this month, and yeah, this is Ford country. A quiet night. You can hear the Chevys rusting. Oh, shoot. My mom retired and stepdad passed at 67. She is back to full time work. My sister and I help her financially as well. She gets only $313 in Social Security. Mhm. You're the last male in your family, and I'm the first male that's getting married into the family that I'm going into, and I'm taking her last name. She's not taking my last name. Well, look at all those congressmen that were in chambers that were holding up Ukrainian flags on the liberal side, and the guy caught them and was like recording them, and he was told not to release the footage online because you're not supposed to be recording in chambers like that. And he did it anyway. He released the footage and showed all of the liberal people sitting around with their Ukrainian flags and stuff like that. Which, yeah, yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you. Yeah, I'm taking her name. I mean, it's easier that way because um, our little one, her father's never been in her life, so I'm the only father she knows other than grandpa. So I'm dad. She's never called anybody else dad other than me. And I want to be the person that she remembers when she's 30 years old or 40 years old, thinking about, life decisions or my dad taught me this, or this is something I learned with my dad, or this is how my dad explained things. And I want that to be something that happened between me and her. So it would be very awkward for me to have them change names and the fiance have my name, but then the little one not have my name. I was like, you know what? Let's not do that. I'll change my last name to your guys' last name. It makes more sense that way. And then that she doesn't feel singled out. She she loves it. She loves the idea. Some schools had the students peacefully meet with administrators, set a date to discuss divestment, and vote. Other schools made the police into the goon squad. Well, greetings from Skokie. Keep up the good content or respect. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. The old lady, she don't want to be on. She doesn't want to be on here. Jay, how did that go with you and Axel? Eastern Shore, what is that, Maryland? I appreciate that. Broke garage, Murfreesboro here. Just retired from the. Oh man, Jimmy, when I got up there, I just ripped into them, man. I knew I had to keep my composure. I knew I had to be calm, but I wanted to let them know, y'all are snakes. Y'all are snakes, and as long as the mighty dollar is there, you don't care about us. You do not care about us. I told the mayor and all those aldermen, if you got a problem with me, you can come talk to me. Don't talk behind my back. Call me in for a meeting. Something. Don't talk behind my back. And I'm going to say what I want to say about you guys. And if that means that that increases the fire under your ass, then guess what? That's what happens. That's just how it is. No, I'm not completely calm all the time. Sometimes I get fired up, but I don't like to get really, really, really angry around them to the point where, it's like aggressive, like we're scared. I don't like to do that. I never do that. I just don't see the point in it. Now I get mad and I'll tell my daughter like this morning when she got up and I was like, what the heck? The room was just spotless and now it looks like a freaking pigsty in less than 24 hours. What the heck happened? So I told her, I said, when we get back Sunday, you're cleaning this room before you go over to grandma and grandpa's. You're cleaning all this. That's the extent of what I don't get mad. I just now if me and the old lady if we fight, yeah, of course we get mad every once in a while, but we don't really fight anymore. We've learned how to communicate with each other enough to even if one of us has to just suck it up and just bite our tongue, one of us do it now. She does it sometimes, I do it sometimes. Last night, she was getting on my nerves, and I was trying to explain something to her about what my thoughts were. And she said something before I could even finish saying what I was saying, and I said, "Honey, essentially that's exactly what I was going to say. But you were getting all in your feelings and stuff, and you didn't let me talk. You didn't let me finish what I was saying. So that's why I just bit my tongue and I just let it go. I just let you be. And then later on we talked about it when we were laying in bed. And I said I was going to say basically the same thing you were saying. I was going to add some of my own thoughts to it. And she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't, but I bit my tongue. I had to let her have her moment downstairs, even though she was wrong. And then we let it pass an hour and a half later, went to bed. She said I'm sorry in bed, and I was like, it's fine. I mean, I get it, but you understand, and that was it. So it's it's about give and take, or yeah, give and take, and in relationships, it's sometimes you're just gonna have to eat shit just for a second, and then you can spit it out. Sometimes it just happens, and that's normal. And I'm starting to realize that. And the more mature and the older I get, the more I realize that everything's not perfect, and you're not always going to have the most perfect conversation with your loved one, and you're going to have to understand it. There are going to be those moments where you're like, I want to punch you right now, but I can't. And I'm going to bite my tongue and walk away, and I'll be fine. Like an hour later or whatever, half hour later, 15 minutes later, what it could be 5 minutes later, I'm like, okay, I feel all right. I just, it's normal. Is your wife to be a Dem? Hell no. She's a conservative. As a man, I got to get the last word. Uh, I don't work in this house, bro. Not here, player. No. Sometimes, very rarely. I used to be that way, but it don't work here. I'll let her have the last word. I don't care. So I try to be for the most part, I try to be the leader. I take the brunt of all the hard work, all the stuff that's very strenuous and physical, and the repairs and everything that have to be done, the brunt of the financial situation and everything. I take all that, and I try to lead as much as I can. But every once in a while, I don't want to. I want her to do it, and she does a good job doing it. Every once in a while, I want to just take a break for a couple days or a week, and she does great. I don't have any complaints. Just had to ask because my brother is a Republican and his wife is a Biden lover, and they fight all the time. Oh no, nope. And even her mother's a Democrat, but she's not voting for Joe Biden. She said this year, and she's not voting for Trump either. She said she's just not going to vote. And although that's not the answer, um, that's her choice. At least she's not voting for Biden. And her and her mother's a Democrat, but her father's he's a Republican. He's conservative values, and they never fought about politics. They keep it to each other. That she keeps it to herself, and he keeps it to himself, and they just raise their family. They didn't ever let politics get in between their relationship. Well, I think this is probably a good spot. Maybe RFK. Oh, you talking about Kennedy? Been married 35 years, and that's the key to it. Never fight over politics or religion. Yeah, we don't do that. We don't. Um, we don't. I think the thing that I get the most annoyed by is she's got ADHD, so she likes to focus on things. When she can focus on things, she likes to focus on things. And if like you ask me a question, and I could be sending a text message or something like that, just into it, texting, no problem, and you come up and say, "Hey, what was that thing that we were supposed to do tonight at like 5 o'clock? I forget what it was, and it's not on the calendar." And I could be like, "Oh yeah, we're going to dinner at 5 o'clock," while I'm still texting and have a full conversation with you, and I don't have any problem with that at all. And I know exactly what I'm talking about, and I can continue texting to get out whatever the message is. Now, her on the other hand, she can be involved in sending a text message to a friend or her mom or her dad or something like that, and I'll come by and I'll be like, "Hey, is that Jenna's, or if I'm like, is that Christie's or is that Paul's? item over there that has to be picked up because I just got a phone call and she'll be like still texting, and then it'll take her a little bit and she'll be like, oh, what? No, yeah, this and that. And I'm like, lady, lady, that's just her personality. I'm starting to learn that's just her personality. When she starts doing something and she's focused on it because of the ADHD, let her finish it. If it's not a super, super, super important question, ask it afterwards because that's just her personality. She likes to focus on what she's doing to get it finished and get it done for the most part. Now the ADHD, on the other hand, there could be like 3 or 4 different projects started at one time, and it'd be a while before one of them is completed. But that's part of ADHD. That's part of whenever you get involved in somebody else's life, you have to know whether or not you're willing to make that commitment to stay with them no matter what. I appreciate that, Randall. Churches are important like salt for the community, but there is greed, corruption, lust, and bias in the church too. Yeah, yeah, that's what she calls it the same thing too. She's like she gets hyper focused on something and it's hard to come out of it. Me, I'm not like that. I can, for the most part, I can be doing pretty much anything and have a conversation or do multiple things at one time and complete all of the things that I'm doing. But I also don't have ADHD. So I have marbles out to sort, planting seeds for my garden, and watching your life. Yeah. And you notice people with ADHD, they they will wait right to the last minute, knowing that they have to be somewhere or something has to be done. There's no option. It's got to be done. They'll wait to the last minute before they can leave. And they like to live in the moment of the struggle, the stress. It starts to become familiar to them. It becomes like a turn on almost. And I'm like, I got to be there at 9 o'clock. I want to show up at 8:45, 8:40, something like that, whatever it is. Somebody with ADHD, they're like, okay, I got to be there at 9. I've got it's an 8-minute drive. It's going to take me a minute to get to the car. Um, I'm leaving at 8:48. And it's like rush, 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 rush. And they live in the moment of waiting to the last second to get anything done, and then they get it done. And it's part of their personality. I was down here, oh, God. I was down here in the living room probably, I think it was a couple weeks ago. And we were upstairs, and I go upstairs. Here's an ADHD story. If it ain't an ADHD story, and maybe some of you can resonate with this, I don't know what it is. So she's got to be at the gym at 10 o'clock. I go upstairs at 9:15. Like, honey, you're gonna get up and go to the gym and stuff like that. She had a rough night. She couldn't sleep. So about 9:15, she kind of wakes up. I wake her up nicely, give her a kiss, good morning, beautiful, that kind of thing. And you got to get up and you got to start getting ready to go to the gym. You got to be there at 10 o'clock. It's 9:15. And she said, okay, 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 okay. So she's doing her thing. She's in bed, waking up like normal. And then all of a sudden, 9:30 ish hits. I'm like, hey, you gonna get up and go downstairs? Start getting ready for the gym? Oh, yeah, okay. Okay. Well, 9:40 rolls around. She comes downstairs, 9:45. She's trying to find her shoes. She can't find one of the shoes. I'm sitting here in the chair that I'm in right now, and I said, "Well, I'm going to tell a joke." So I tell this joke, and I said, "Have you ever heard about the couple that had a kid, and it only came out as a head?" And she said, "Huh?" And I said, "Yeah, only the baby only came out as a head. Just the head came out." And I start telling her the joke. I said, well, this man and this wife, they're trying forever to have a kid. Well, they have. She finally gets pregnant. 9 months later, she has the baby, and just a head comes out. And she's moving around in the kitchen, getting her water bottle and stuff ready. She still hadn't found her shoe yet. And I said, the kid has some birthdays and stuff. They're nursing this head. It's got no arms, no legs, no torso, no neck, no nothing, just a head. And the boy starts to get older and he gets his 12th, 13th birthday, 14th birthday, 15th, 16th birthday. He says, hey, I want to buy him a car. So he goes out and buys him a little car and stuff like that. Can't drive. He ain't got no body. So the car sits in the driveway and stuff like that. His 18th birthday comes around and he's talking to him about what's he want. He wants to go on some kind of trip or something like that. So his dad takes him on this trip. But he has to carry him around everywhere because he's just a head. And his 21st birthday rolls around. He says, what do you want to do, son, for your 21st birthday? You're an adult now. And he says, well, Dad, I'd like to go to the bar with you. He says, okay, let's go to the bar. So I'm telling the story, right? Oh, she's getting herself together, trying to make her laugh. And the dad takes his son, grabs the head, loads him up in the car, and takes him off to the bar. Well, they sit down at the bar. And when they're at the bar, the bartender comes up and says, what'll it be? And he looks at his dad and he says, I don't know, Dad. I've never done this before. What? Give us a shot of Jack. So he brings a shot of Jack over and he reaches over and he dumps it in his son's mouth. And he hits his shot and all of a sudden his little neck starts to grow. And he says, oh, you're growing. Give me another shot of that Jack. Well, he grabs it and takes another shot and he dumps it down his son's mouth and his little shoulders start to grow and they go back and forth 7, 8, 9 shots later. All of a sudden, he's got legs and a torso and everything, but he's trying to get his little bottom of feet and stuff to grow. And he can barely sit up. He takes his jacket off and drapes it over the kid's naked body and stuff. He can barely. He says, "Oh, just give me one more. I almost got a complete son. Just give me one more." Well, his son brings another shot over there, or the bartender brings another shot over and gives it to the guy. The son turns it up and drinks it himself. All of a sudden, he keels over dead. The bartender comes over and says, oh my God, what's going on? He says, oh, he's dead, he's dead, he's dead. And the bartender looks at the dad and says, you should have quit while you were ahead. So it's a stupid joke that my dad has told for years, right? So I'm telling her this joke in the middle of all this, thinking that I'm being funny, right? And I'm laughing. I think it's funny. She's sitting on the floor trying to put her shoes on, and she gets up and she's walking around the living room, and she's like, "Dude, can you like help? I'm in a hurry to get out of here. You need the truck. You're gonna go with me. Take the stuff off the top of the dog crate so the dog doesn't pull down on the stuff in the crate. Put it in a chair. Like I'm doing everything. I'm putting the dog away." And I was like, "Oh crap! Why are you getting mad? Why are you getting upset? I was just telling you a joke." In my mind, I wasn't paying attention to how she was crunched for time. I wasn't paying attention to her personality, how waiting to the last minute, ADHD, being able to only focus on one thing at a time like that whenever you get hyper focused on something, and then getting really frustrated whenever you have somebody else in your presence that's going to take away from some of that energy. I'm going to go drop her off at the gym and then go over to Home Depot and get some stuff for the yard that I needed, and then I'll come back by when she's done and pick her up. So we can. I'll drop her off. I like driving the Ford. I don't like driving the Chevy. I like driving the Chevy, but I like driving the Ford better. It's more powerful and the bed is bigger. It just feels like it's a better truck to me. It's just overall better. So I this all of a sudden it's like, what the heck did I do, man? Why are you flipping out on me or whatever? And I'm not. I'm just telling you, like, why you're you're not paying attention, and like I'm trying to get out the door and you're over here talking. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, this is bad. I was trying to be funny, I was trying to make you laugh. I wasn't paying attention to the other stuff that was actually going on. And with her and her ADHD, she was focused on getting her stuff done so she could get out of here. She waited to the last minute to do it. I get it. It's her personality. And I wasn't paying attention to any of that. I was just trying to be funny and make her laugh. So I learned my lesson then and there. If it ain't the time and place for the joke to tell the joke, pay attention to what's going on around you. Because I could have put the dog in the crate, locked it up. We have to crate Jax when we leave. We try not to leave for very long because he'll tear everything up. And we have to crate him. But he's okay. He's very calm in the crate. He doesn't go wild or anything like that. I'm starting to realize now when the time and place for everything is with her and the ADHD. When she's focused on something, when it's a timeline thing, when she's only got a little bit of time to go out the door, don't be screwing around. If you're going to be going with her, help her. Get the dog put away. Get the stuff off the top of it. Grab the keys and stuff. Help her. The best thing to do. It'll save you a ton of problems. And I didn't pay attention to that before, not completely until now. And now I realize, oh wait, this is her personality. This is not like something that she's trying to purposely do. So ADHD is pretty crazy. When you start understanding it, you start understanding your person that you're with. Your life becomes a lot easier. Yeah, it does. Physical energy is very difficult. They have ADHD meds, but with us getting married tomorrow, and then when we come back from the honeymoon in a week from now, she's gonna take the IUD out, and we're gonna have a kid. She wanted to get off all the medication and stuff right now, so she can start trying to like normalize hormones, normalize all that stuff. And she's been off of it for a little bit now, and she's really started to get a hold of things without the medication. She's been doing very, very well. She feels way better. So the guy with the Maverick has ADHD. ADD, HD. She's doing good. She's doing good. But it takes a strong person to be with a person that has ADHD. You really need to be willing to soak it up and understand who they are. You'll never understand completely, but once you get the basics down, everything else will start to make sense. And then you kind of understand that, hey, either I'm committed to this or I'm not. And you make the call early on. You don't wait years and years and years and then break it off. Exactly. As long as they're your kind of crazy, it's all good. Um, you know, early on, I noticed that with her, certain topics are a little bit more sensitive than others. And I accepted that. Um, I started learning her personality. I started learning her mannerisms and stuff like that. And people with ADHD sometimes do some really, I'm, I don't know if it's weird things or they do things extra sometimes. Um, I notice when she'll get like her cheese crackers, she'll take the cheese crackers apart and she'll eat the cheese off the inside of the crackers. Or she'll eat the cheese off the outside of the cracker that's oozing through. And then she'll eat the cracker itself. And I'm like, what are you doing? Can you just like eat that like a normal person? And she's like, oh, this is normal. A lot of people do this. I'm like, I never did that. That looks weird to me. But that's you. Whatever, do your thing. Or whenever um, you got like a food that has some kind of filling or something inside it, well, you got to eat the filling out of it first before you eat the food that it's filled. And it's like, what? What? What is this? My husband tells me that country song "You're My Kind of Crazy" is his favorite song. Reminds me, yeah, I'm so old. I was the waitress at the Last Supper. No, you're not. You ain't that old. Yeah. So you understand her. And one of the things that me and her actually talked about is we talked about where can we meet other, maybe you guys have some suggestions. Where can we meet other couples? Like other people that are like us that we can make friends with. We just don't know how to do it. We don't know where to go. We don't affiliate with any churches or anything like that because we really don't care for that. There's a couple people on here that I've met. One of them we have a dinner with him and his family coming up, and we're gonna go over to his house and meet with him and his wife. He saw me at a cheerleading convention. There was a big contest that they were having. The girls were all cheering against each other, and my daughter was cheering against his team. And he saw me out in the big cafeteria area, or like waiting, like this hall with tables and stuff in it. And he says, "Hey, you're the." He kept looking at me and looking at me and looking at me and looking at me, and I was like, "This guy probably knows me from the internet." And he kept staring at me, and I could see him out of the corner of my eye. And then I turned and looked at him, just directly at him, and he was like, "Are you that Ford guy on YouTube?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's me." And he was like, "Hey, man, nice to meet you." And we shook hands and stuff. And then I sat down with his family, and I introduced my family to his family. Well, it just so happens that a few months later, not a few months later, maybe more than that, 4, 5, 6 months later, he calls me up. I exchange numbers with him. He says, "Hey, I got this water leak. I'm wondering if you can help me with the water leak." And I said, "Why don't I just come over? I'll just come over and look at it, and we'll just." And I wasn't asking for money or anything like that. He did slip some money in my hand. I spent a couple hours over there with him checking this water leak out on this 2013 or 2014 Tahoe. And we found the water leak. It was a hard water leak to find, but we found it. And after we left, we got to thinking about it, and I said, "You know what? Maybe we could get to know his family a little bit more. His wife is really cool. He's really cool. They got kids and stuff like we do, and we need to make friends with couples like that." And so we got dinner scheduled coming up. I think sometime this month. I have to look at the calendar. It's either this month or next month. We're gonna go all sit down together and have dinner and let our kids meet each other, or our kid meet their kids. Ryan, sorry I'm single. Well, you uh you need to meet a very, very nice woman, Ryan, so then we could all go on couples dates. Yeah, Illinois. I live in Illinois. I live in the south suburbs. Yeah, south suburbs is where I live. I don't think this is considered southwest suburbs. If you get invited to a key party, don't go. What does that mean? Ah, yeah, we're south. Key party. You mean a toy party? Toy party, or what is that other one called? A swinger party? No, we're not into any of that. We're not vanilla and chocolate by any means. Don't get me wrong. We're not plain, but we uh we stick to each other and that's it, and we have a blast. Never a dull moment. Nothing boring. always trying to figure out something new, some kind of new way to chase. That's the main thing in any type of relationship, and I think that's what people don't focus on is once you lose the chase in a relationship, you lose the relationship. So I never stop trying to figure out another kind way or a nice way to do something for her or show her I appreciate her or even essentially in the bedroom. Don't always be the same bland, plain person all the time. You got to try to be spontaneous and a little crazy at times and try to figure out different things and stuff just to keep things interesting in life. And since day one with her, that's how I've been. And I'm going to be that way for the rest of my life. Yeah, that's what you got to do in any relationship to make it successful. If the chase ever stops, the relationship stops. Oh, a keys party? No, 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 no. We don't do no, no, no. We're not throwing keys in a bowl, and then some random person pulls your keys, and then you get that person. We don't do that. Never. See you, Jason. Love you, man. Never stop flirting with your marriage. That's right. Never. Um, it all depends though. You have to have you have to have a woman that wants to be on the phone that much. So, John, you said I find dirty talk all day leads to great evenings once the kids are asleep. It doesn't always work that way though. I mean, not for me. For one, she doesn't want to be on the phone all day. If you need to get a hold of her, good luck. It might be a half hour or an hour before she'll get back to you. We're trying to work on that to where if it's something important going on, I can get a hold of her a little easier than what I have been. But she's a person that doesn't like to be stuck to her phone. She doesn't like to. She's got other things going on. She's got to try to clean upstairs or downstairs, or she's got some kind of art project or something going on, and it's something all the time with the little one especially. So she's not a person to stay on the phone a lot. So you ain't gonna find her dirty talking all day. And frankly, she ain't done a lot of dirty talking in her life. I'm the one that knows how to do the dirty talking, not her. So and it's not necessarily always comfortable for somebody that doesn't typically partake in that type of communication to be pulled into that type of. You got to slowly ease into stuff like that. And with her personality, she's not a person that wants to be on the phone talking dirty. She's you say some sweet things here and there or whatever, maybe say something dirty every once in a while, sure. But to be there dirty talking all day, no. Nervous? JLC. Um, what did you say? That's why there is sex texting. No, I mean, you could do a little bit of that from time to time, but we're just not big on being on the phone all day talking. I don't need to know everything she's doing. I don't need to know where she's at all the time. I like her to have her individualism, like her where she doesn't feel like I have to keep tabs on her. I don't like doing that to anybody. So that's just how it is. Because it builds up excitement and then poof, we fall asleep watching YouTube or whatever. Yeah, it's happened to us. It happens sometimes. It'll happen where she's raring more than me before she goes to bed. But then something will happen when she gets in bed and she's like, it happens. It's life. But me, on the other hand, I'm on testosterone medication. So me, I can anytime for me. I'm not. It doesn't bother me at all. My numbers are like up to 840 last I checked, but I've been in the gym solid since then, so probably higher now. And I don't have a problem. Anytime she wants to, I'm good. So I don't have any of those issues. I'm glad that I don't have to take the injection form, because if I took the injection form, it would be real bad. All right, I need to get. I need to get on with my. I need to get started with my day. I need to go upstairs and shower and get my regular clothes and stuff ready to get out of here. So I am gonna jump off of here. It's been nice talking to y'all. It's been a pleasure. Take care, and I appreciate all y'all being here. See you guys.